T-Boys TV, we are back again with another match reaction. Obviously, this one, the final game of the group stage of the Virtue Trophy. It's finished Luton Town 3, Brighton Under-21's 1. Now, going into the game, it was interesting to see what type of lineup would we play. Would we give the likes of Hakeem minutes, Asaya Jones, given that they both obviously contributed the other day against Northampton. No Asaya Jones in the squad tonight, but Hakeem was. The lineup was Shea in goal, Hakeem on the right, Bramall on the left, Anderson and Evans, Walsh, Nakamba, Kadoa on the right, Kabode on the left, Nelson and Yates up front, according to Flash Scores. As for your bench, you had Ali, Fox, Lorenzen Jones. He's a youngster. He's been in the in terms of the Luton academy for a while. Makoso, Nordos, Richards and Thomas, who's the under-18s goalkeeper. So, a lot of youth players there, which is good to see, given that we are playing youth opposition. And going into the game, I said really, we shouldn't really be phased at any moments of this game. And that's all due respect to the Brighton Under-21s. A few of them might go on to one day play in the Premier League, for example. But given we had senior players on the pitch as well, should really be comfortable in the game. And large parts of the first half, I thought Brighton Under-21s did defend well, to be fair to them. But at the same time, I felt we weren't doing enough. And then obviously we started having a few moments. Obviously Yates got a goal. Good to see. Was a shot from Kadoa, was going in, but Yates was there to essentially tap it away. Then he scored again, penalty, handball. Arm was out, very similar to, I guess, Anderson's against Mansfield in that sense. Good penalty from Yates. And then we were proper trying to, make him get a hat-trick, feeding a lot of balls into him. Didn't quite happen. And, Yates does well in this tournament when he has played. Obviously, again, the opposition's not been the best, but, I was at that Barnet game. He scored a nice finish into the bottom right corner here. 2 tonight. Tried to, get him a hat-trick, but didn't quite work out. But, whatever level, and I said it on a watch-along, and shout out to everyone that did jump on the watch-along, whatever level you score at, or whoever you're playing, whatever opposition, it gives you confidence, especially when you look at Yates. I mean, the other day he should have at least scored one of his chances. Obviously, he comes on in the Northampton game, has that chance where puts it round the keeper, or tries to at least, doesn't quite work out. And then that second one, again, similar, should have just, tucked the shot away really, but didn't do that. So it will hopefully give him a bit of confidence. And let me know now if you agree. I would be the one, if we're playing a stronger lineup and we keep persisting with basically one up front, he would be the guy for me. Because I'll be honest, Nordos come on in this Brighton Under-21s game and he weren't great. I mean, he should have scored. Did get a frustrating yellow card. And obviously, Wells wasn't in the squad today, but he's been very, very disappointing. So, yeah, let me know. Would you guys start Yates in terms of when we do play one up front going forward at this moment in time? Do let me know. But yeah, like I say, obviously got them 2 goals. I was gutted he didn't get a hat-trick, to be fair, in this game, because that would have been our first hat-trick since Elijah against Brighton. And also that would have been pretty ironic. And again, I know obviously when Elijah got it, we were playing their senior team, but still, he would have had a sort of, thing over Brighton, I guess a curse for them, you could say. But obviously it didn't quite happen. 2-0, the scoreline looks much better than, let's be honest, it could have looked for large parts of that first half. I thought we were actually going to go in at 0-0, to be honest with you. But then in the second half, we make some changes. Bramall comes off. Good. I don't want to see him playing majorly, given that he is probably the only left back people have confidence with. And, the only one we've really got at the club. You don't really want to keep shoehorning in Naismith there. Obviously, when he did last play there, it wasn't too great from Naismith, let's be honest. He's better as a centre-back. So I didn't mind that. Fox come on. Obviously, we did see Fox on the bench in the Cambridge game. So, again, he's that one, I guess, knocking on the door in terms of getting in the first team squad at some point. Like in a league game I'm referring to. And it will be interesting to see who the next one is. Obviously, we've had Nelson, we've had Johnson. We've had glimpses of Chigoze, but not too much. Like, who is going to be that next player that breaks through? I mean, could it be Evans based on his performance tonight? what a performance it was from him. Obviously, you know, what a debut. I thought he defended really well in the game. 16 years old, by the way, guys. You know, unbelievable. Our youngest ever goal scorer now. Massive shout out to him. Really, really good in the game. And the finish, to be fair to him, was very, very composed. You know, for a defender. Very, very good finish towards the right side of the goal. And he was absolutely buzzing when he scored. And fair play to him. You know, massive, massive credit to him. Obviously, Ali come on. I thought Ali was quite good in the game. You know, a few moments he's trying to go forward, which is good to see. But again, the opposition, with all due respect, not the best. But he come back and, or came back, shall I say, and was defending really well at times. So fair play to him. Kadoa come off. Kadoa was decent again in the game. Makoso come on for Hakeem. Again, don't mind that, managing Hakeem's minutes. And right now, they're probably, when we do play this back four, they're probably the two options at right back. And I know we've said what we've said about Makoso in terms of we don't really want to keep seeing him shoehorn there. Obviously, I'm referring to me and my dad. But, you know, it's probably going to be the other option. But with Hakeem being back and the fact he can play right back and, you know, things like that, more so better than Makoso. I expect to see him more there, obviously, in games. And then, obviously, Nordos come on for Walsh. Like I say, Nordos, I was a bit disappointed with him, to be quite honest with you, in this game. I'm not going to lie. Walsh was okay. And then, obviously, we brought on Richards towards the end of the game. Yeah, a little bit surprised Richards didn't start, but then he did get, you know, a heavy amount of minutes on Saturday against Northampton. So that's probably why, to be honest. But yeah, like I say, great goal from Evans. And obviously their goal, you know, I have to shout out their goals, to be fair, because it was a good finish. Shea had no chance. Obviously, there was a few Brighton fans that did travel. Fair play, given that that's not their main team. You know, fair play. We move on now. We progress in this competition. And we'll see who we get in the next round. Obviously, you know, it looks like, I would say it's probably going to be us and Cambridge that go through. And I know Barnet obviously ahead of Cambridge on points, but I think Cambridge will beat the Brighton under-21s. And then it will be us two from that group that progress, I believe. And then we'll see what goes on from there. But yeah, the Forest Green game we got coming up next, another cup competition. I mean, I was thinking about it earlier. Let me know if you do agree with me. I would go quite strong in that game, you know, especially with the fact that we don't play until the following Saturday. You know, it's obviously got all this reflow derby business written all over it. You know, Robbie Savage said, you know, he's confident if they're on it, Forest Green, they can do us. So, you know, let's go quite strong. You know, let's go quite strong in that game, given that we don't play for a week. It's not like we have a quick turnaround. And yeah, I'd like to see Asaya Jones feature in that game at some point, whether he starts or not. You know, I'd start Yates in that game. The goalkeeper department's interesting. You know, do you put Keeley back in? Do you go with Shea? Do let me know in the comments. I'd like to see Hakeem play in that game again. You know, Naismith, I'd like to see. You know, I'd like to see, you know, Lamine in that game as well. So we shall see. A lot of them obviously rested tonight, rightly so. So let me know how you approach that game against Forest Green. What type of lineup do you want to see going into that game? Big up to everyone that tuned in to this match reaction. Man of the match, I've got to give it to Evans. You know, I've got to. If Yates got a hat-trick, then I would have given it to him. But yeah, Evans, man of the match for me. To be 16 years old and be that good on your debut, fair play. Getting a goal as well for a defender, fair play to him. So yeah, he is my man of the match of this game. So yeah, do let me know your man of the match. And yeah, don't forget to smash a like, subscribe, follow me across all my socials, subscribe to the extra channel. Do become a member if you can. Shout out to the members today. And yeah, from the watch along, big up to everyone that watched the watch along. And yeah, until next time, take care and peace.